What up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Please hit the like button on the way in, like Zoe Madden do. And make sure at 1977 they just come through the door, hit the like button. Don't matter what I say. Those are the type of people you want on your team. I'm trying to tell you. Whatever Professor X say, we gonna like it. So we just gonna go ahead and hit the like button. Appreciate that. I want to talk about a subject. Somebody had asked me to talk about it, which I was going to talk about it before anyway. But then I got there's other stuff that I want to talk about more, so I'm getting back to it. But I have had friends of mine in the past that were even married or in serious relationships, and they asked me, or they had a feeling that their man might be attracted to other men, different things that they may say or do. Because I'll be like, what makes you say that? And they would tell me. So I want to talk about behavior patterns that your man may have if he's on the down low. Now, let me be clear, these are only behavioral patterns. Some of these things can apply to just straight men in general. It may not mean nothing. So if you hear one or two, you say, oh, my man's like that. It may not mean anything. These are just behavioral patterns. And if you're a woman, I would just say trust your intuition. Beyond anything else, trust your intuition. If you feel a certain way, it's probably the case. So what I'm giving you is just behavioral patterns of people that I know that have told me why they suspect what they suspect. All right, number one, a lot of times they say they come across as too hyper masculine. They're always talking about how they a real man. They always talking about how they are alpha. They always talking about, how they represent for real, but they're doing it at the expense that they're not a part of the rainbow community. So it's not just saying I'm a real man and just leaving it at that. It's actually trying to give a contrast. Like I'm a real man, I'm an alpha, so and so is not because and so it's again, it's not just that they're saying that they're a real man or a real dude or whatever, but they're doing it at the expense of putting down someone that probably go like that. So that's the first thing. They may be very hyper masculine, especially in public. In public, they're going to be very hyper masculine. That's just a behavior pattern. Okay, there's a lot of true alphas, there's a lot of true men. So don't get it confused. It's just a pattern. In public, hyper masculinity at the expense of somebody else's preference. Number two, unexplained male friendships that don't make sense to you as their woman. They hardly ever talk to you on the phone. They hardly ever text you. They hardly ever communicate with you. But every time you turn around, they sitting there laughing and giggling on something that a dude said. And when you ask him, because you'll be thinking like he talking to a chick, so you'll be like, what's up with that smirk on your face? What's so funny, right? Because you're gonna be in your feelings when you see it happen. You're gonna be like, what? You ain't gonna want to say it, but you're gonna really want to be like, what that chick say that's got you laughing and giggling like that? And he gonna have his phone. He gonna be like, nah, Frank, he tripping over here. Frank, wow. And it's always Frank. It's always that one friend, right, that stick out, that send off the red flags in your spirit. When you see that one friend, and then they talking about every once in a while, they talking about he gonna tell you he going on an overnight fishing trip. You be like, who going? Who? I don't know nothing about this. Yeah, me and Frank going, a couple of guys. When he start talking like that, a bunch of overnight trips. Again, guys do take trips together, so don't get it twisted. There are times where guys go hang out, go camping, go hunt, and do something like that. But when you start seeing this again as a pattern, a behavioral pattern, which is more than just one or two times. It becomes a pattern behavior. Frank always messaging. They always on the phone. Ha ha he. Always want to go hang out, spending the night because they're going out of town somewhere. You might Frank. Okay, Frank might be. They could be hanging out doing a little more. Okay, so just be aware. Number three, and again, this could go. Number three could go for even a straight man. So just take this with a grain of salt. Very heavily conscious of their image. So again, they go to the gym, they well groomed, their clothes and everything look nice, which that's all part of just being, that's all part of being a grown man. But you can tell that he's not doing it for you. He's doing it more for how men see him. That's how you're gonna know. He's not doing it for you. He ain't he ain't going to the gym. He actually telling you he is not going to the gym and getting cut up for you. You tell him all the time that he looks nice. He very rarely gonna tell you look nice, right? But he's gonna I wonder what so and so think about this outfit. He always gonna be conscious of how men see him. The opinion of other men. This right here. The opinion of other men carries more weight and value than the appearance of you being his woman. When you see that in a grown man, I'm not saying he got a man boo on the side. I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying be very leery. Okay? Be very, very, very leery of that. When you see a man who cares more about what other men think about him than his own woman, wife, girlfriend, long-term girlfriend think about him, be very leery about that situation. That's a red flag right there. Okay? Another one. How uncomfortable is he when you casually discuss issues or whatever about the alphabet community? LGBTQ, whatever, all that. Does he become very angry, flustered, frustrated, even when you're just casually talking about it? How is his demeanor? This is one that somebody told me that he became very irate and just casually talking about it. So watch his behavior, watch his demeanor, watch his body language. Does he appear flustered? Like he doesn't want to talk about it, like he's angry with you bringing it up. And again, some of this can go to a straight man because some of us don't want to, we don't want to keep talking about it. We don't want to, it is what it is, and we know what it is. So of course, if somebody want to keep talking about it all day, we're like, look, there's got to be something else you want to talk about. So don't play too much into that, but just pay attention that if just in casual conversation, he always get flustered with the alphabet talk when you bring it up casually, it could be a sign. Last but not least, and this is the one that I would say pay attention to most. That's why I saved it for last. How is the sexual intimacy between the two of y'all? Has he gone from wanting and desiring you, and I'm going to go a little further here, to maybe not wanting you at all? And as a woman, you can feel that even when he does it, it becomes very mechanical and he's not into it. But I'm gonna even add to that. I'm gonna add to that for my grown folks here. Okay? Before I let y'all go. Y'all grown. Do what you want to do. Okay? Y'all do what you want to do because y'all grown. But if he wanted, and if he wants it more and find more pleasure by going and asking you, can he have it in your back door? Now, if you want it in your back door, that's fine. If that's your preference, you're a woman. I ain't talking. But if you can tell he seemingly wants that more and then gets more pleasure out of the back door than the front door, and you can tell like when y'all front door, when y'all doing the front door stuff, the regular vanilla stuff, He don't seem too involved and passionate, and he ain't got no power, no presence. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you do what the regular, he ain't got a whole lot of passion, a whole lot of power. He ain't really involved in it. You can tell it seems like his mind somewhere else. But then he get a chance to get it in the back door. All of a sudden, he done transform now. Oh, he ready to give it to you. Be careful. Be careful. If he enjoy the back door more than the front, and again, I want to be very clear. I ain't talking about, because I know everybody got different preferences. I ain't talking about every once in a while. If y'all already been doing that way every once in a while, if that's what y'all into. If that's what y'all into, I don't try to twist Professor X's words. If that's what you told him you like, and that's what he been giving you, don't try to twist it now. But if y'all been doing regular things, and then out the blue, he got more interest in fantasy and what's behind. And I ain't talking about things down there. I ain't talking about behind me and things down. He want to know what's in the behind. Way more than in the front. You just might be dealing with a down low button. Y'all got it? Good.